Hi, welcome to Frontenac Outfitters Canoe and Kayak Center. This is a stand-up paddleboard review of Tuga SUP's Yellowtail 10.6. The Yellowtail 10.6 is the shorter board in this series that also includes the longer 11.6. This board itself has a 32H beam. It is 10'6" in length and has a 4 3/8 inch depth. Given that it is that shorter board, a little narrower, a little less volume, it's geared towards that small to medium sized paddler in about the 95 to 175 pound range. The Yellowtail itself is in Tuga SUP's planing series of boards. It is more of that all around type of SUP that has really been primed for flat water paddling for that new user, or even maybe that intermediate rider that is looking for something that's a little more versatile in the water with a little more playfulness. Given that it is the shorter board in the Yellowtail series, it will be more responsive on the water versus the 11.6 version. That being said, you do have a little more of a sacrifice to how well it tracks, so paddle straight, so you lose a bit of the efficiency in this board. Talking about the features of the Yellowtail 10.6, like all Tuga SUP's boards, you do have that recessed center handhold that's contoured. It's really easy to carry this type of board, nice and light as well. You do have the paddle park along the side, so you're sticking the shaft of your paddle up underneath the bungee for when you want to hang out, do some sun tanning, maybe do the SUP yoga thing, or if you're just kind of jumping on and off the board to have a bit of a swim. Given that this board itself does have the bamboo veneer on the deck, you'll see that you have the vent plug here on the deck of the board as well, and that's because when it's out there in the sun for an extended period of time, you are getting some air pressure built up on the inside of the board, and if you don't back that up to let that air escape, you do risk warping the deck. Moving towards the nose of the board, you have some bungee up here to lash some of the gear, as well as the SCS GoPro mounts so you're able to take some videos while you're out paddling and having some fun. At the tail of the board, we don't have much going on back here. One thing that I'd like to point out is that that standing platform does go all the way to the back, and you have a bit of that stomp pad back here. Given that the Yellowtail 10.6 is a nice and maneuverable board, you can really make this playful in the water, even do maybe a little bit of the SUP surfing if you're that type of paddler. And in order to do that and really make it nice and fun and playful, is you do shift your weight to the tail of the board. You've got that stomp pad back here to give you a bit of a grip while you get the nose out of the water to make it much more maneuverable. One thing that I will also point out is you don't have any sort of deck rigging back here in order to lash more gear. So all you have in terms of gear storage is up at the nose, so you lose out a bit of that on the planing style SUP. And right here at the back, you do have that lashing point for your board leash. We're looking at the hull of the Yellowtail 10.6. Mauricio, the owner and shaper at Tuga SUP, does a lot of what he does in his other series of boards, where he incorporates a little more of the surf design given his Venezuelan roots. So what he's done in this type of board is again put that double concave in the middle of the board and transitions into a single concave once you get to the tail. Now, given that it is that planing style of SUP, it's not as accentuated as you would find on his touring boards, but having that two funnel of water going into one, channeling into one at the tail of the board, will increase the efficiency of this board as well as the stability throughout the center. Being that it is that planing SUP at 10.6 in length, you do find that you have the 3 fins set up with your single center, as well as the 2 side thruster fins. The thruster fins themselves are going to give you a little bit better tracking, given that the board is smaller and wants to be a little more playful in the water. It will also add a little more stability to that shorter water line as well. To summarize, the Yellowtail 10.6 from Tuga SUP is a great all-around board that's really been primed for that flat water type of paddling. You know, user-friendly, nice and stable, so it's really catering towards that beginner paddler, or every member of the family. But it is a nice playful board as well, so some of those intermediate paddlers might enjoy the responsiveness for taking it out and playing on the waves. If you'd like to give it a try, we do free test paddling every day of the week. You just come on out, take the board down on the water, and have some fun. If you want to learn a little bit more about the board in terms of the specs and pricing, you can take a peek at our website, frontenacoutfitters.ca. Otherwise, come on out and come paddle with us.